Hey Danny, how you doing, man?
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. Don't forget about that bit.
Yeah. Merry
How was your Christmas yesterday, Danny? Did you eat lots of turkey and pigs in blankets?
Yeah. We had dinner at 3 and fell asleep at 8. It was great. Yeah.
I see. Well, you know what my Christmas dinner tasted like?
What?
It tasted like the sweet, sweet feeling of recording this in advance and not having to worry about it. That's what it tasted like.
Yeah, because of the chronology, folks. This will be episode 15, but because of scheduling errors and the fact that I'm a lazy bastard, we've decided to do episode 15 in advance. So for you lovely folks, it'll already have been Christmas. You'll have had your presents and your very, very dry turkey and your whatever.
Did you ask for kitchen paper and sellotape like Danny did when he was a small child?
Exactly.
Because you should have done.
That's all you need. That's all you need, isn't it? Kitchen paper.
Danny, have you got the great big wheel of bullshit still?
I do. Oh shit! I forgot about that. Oh.
I left all the clicks in last time. Did you enjoy them?
I did enjoy them. Yep.
Well, that's good.
Sleep. It was like ASMR.
ASMR from yourself.
Just before I forget. Alright, I'm back. It won't be long before Danny forgets to do me again. But hiya. Hope you had a nice Christmas. Oh wait, it's not Christmas yet because we're doing this in advance. Yes, Philip, we've already explained that, but as usual, you're late to the joke. Okay, so now get back.
You know, I had genuinely already forgotten that we were meant to be doing Philip again. That is a nice reminder for me.
Get back in your fucking box, Philip. Okay, your
is he like
your shameless cameo is done.
Is he like Bart's twin from that one episode of The Simpsons where Bart's twin's chained up in the attic?
I haven't seen that one. I've seen Peter Griffin's twin. In Family Guy.
Where he's twirling the moustache.
What?
Peter's evil twin, and he's like in a hot air balloon.
No, not his evil twin. It's his hairless twin in the shed.
Oh God, yeah, that was horrible.
He's like, the moonlight burns, and he's like, it's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas, and he's like, can I eat? Can I meet the family? You've overstepped. No Christmas. And then he just closes the door until next year.
Well, that's nice.
It is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty joyful.
Go on, spin that big wheel of bullshit, Danny. I'm hankering for some very rigidly scheduled bullshit.
Okay, right.
Is this a very slow sneeze?
Class A sound effects.
Ah, yeah. We have a dedicated Foley artist working on this, you know.
Yeah, and that's it spun. If you couldn't tell from that realistic depiction.
Of course, the dedicated Foley artist is Danny. So.
Yeah. Okay, what have we got? We've got quotes and clickbait.
I see. Do you have any specific quotes or specific clickbait?
No, I suppose the wheel just finds quotes interesting. Can you think of any quotes, Lewis?
No.
Any famous quotes?
Any famous quotes?
Any famous quotes? Don't you dare.
Winston Churchill had like a disproportionate number of quotes, didn't he? But then, like after the most famous 3 or 4, they very quickly became not very good. Like he had that one that was "Let us go for a walk together." It's like, yeah, okay, great, but like, what the hell does that mean? Like his speeches in Parliament were kind of good. Like you know that one, we'll fight them on the beaches and all that sort of stuff. He actually, when he said that in Parliament, everybody hated it.
Why?
Everybody was like, God, that's like kind of rubbish. I mean, like, because he didn't say it with the right amount of conviction and whatever, and everybody was like, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess we won't give up, but I guess. But then the one that like you've heard on TV and stuff, that is actually re-recorded in 1951. So he had the added advantage of knowing he was going to win,
Right.
and then was like, "Oh yes, well we did win. We will fight them. We won't give up."
Oh.
You know, he drank a pint of champagne every lunch.
Oh, I mean, you've got to wonder why.
Used to-
You've got to wonder why he was so unhealthy looking. What, champagne?
Yeah.
What the? Who drinks pints of champagne apart from Churchill?
I don't know. Apparently, it's one of those things where, because champagne is right. Strap in for a dull one. This is really boring, but because champagne is made like in France, so it's made in Europe. They can't sell it as a pint. They have to sell it as like 750 milliliters or however many milliliters. So you can't actually buy a pint of champagne in like a bottle or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe Winston Churchill was just being extra or something.
Wow. I mean, you heard it here first, folks. Lewis thinks Winston Churchill was being extra.
Exclusively with regards to his champagne habit. Yeah. But that's the advantage of Brexit, is now we'll be able to buy like German beer
Oi!
in pints.
Oi! Stop! Lewis, do you want to be reprimanded by shouting into the void secret police?
Who are what?
As basically me and Philip just
You come round to my house,
put a bag
knock on
over
my
your
door,
head, and just
take me to Shout Tanamo.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Or just a pet call. I said that's good. That's
Oh,
shite.
that's good.
I'm writing that down. No, it would just take you to a pit called the Void, and you just get shoved in it. It's like the pit. It's like the pit in The Dark Knight Rises, and you have to like get out.
And is there an old man inside who'll repair my back and then
Who'll-
shout ish ish hust ish ish hust? Is that what happens in the pit?
Like, it just sounds as if they've eaten a really hot chili, doesn't it?
A little bit. But that was always something I kind of thought was dumb about that film, was the bit where they said like, oh, to get across the gap you have to jump without a rope. It's like, well, I get that it's like a leap of faith and all that, and it's like symbolic, but on the same level, like, can't you just make a longer rope?
Yeah.
Or a lighter rope, or whatever the issue is. I feel like it's very solvable.
Can you not just fill the prison with water?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just
I mean, they might drown, but
but you can swim, can't you?
yeah. But my point is,
I mean, how long?
I don't remember the film very well. Are there like underground caves that could have gotten flooded and people could have drowned?
No, not really. It was mainly just like a pit.
Ah, okay, cool.
So the pit would have filled like a sink, and then the people could have floated to the top. But I mean, how many bottles of water would that have taken?
Very true. What
quite
would
a
Greta Thunberg have said?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
You'll
I'll have to tweet her and ask.
You'll have to ask her. Greta.
What plane is this? Alaska.
Greta, what? See in The Dark Knight Rises, how many bottles of water would it have taken to fill that pit at the end of the film? And she goes up to the podium and she's like, "How dare you?" For asking the question, "How dare you?"
How many single-use plastic bottles of water could I get through, do you think, Greta? I mean, I'm saying this. I do support Greta Thunberg. I think she's super cool. But, like, I like the idea of going to a press conference where people are asking very serious climate change-related questions, and she's, like, full-on campaigning mode. And then it's just you sat there in the front row with a notebook. Greta! How many bottles of single-use... How many bottles of water would it take to fill up this sink in the desert?
You know in that film, Greta? You know in that film, The Dark Knight Rises? How many bottles of water? Oh, I wish someone would ask her that question. The people need to know!
Oh god, the thing of the... Oh, I wonder if there's ever been a press conference where somebody has actually... That's their opening question. Their opening question starts with, Greta, or even just like, Mr. President, you know that film? Oh god.
Right. Well, we've said no quotes, despite the fact that that's what was on the.
Hey up! I said at least 2.
What you said? No, you talked about fucking Winston Churchill's champagne habit.
I did, and I briefly mentioned the fact that he had a quote that was, "Let us go for a walk together," which is one that I don't understand. And then I briefly alluded to the fact that he had a quote about, "We will fight them on the beaches, and we will never surrender."
Right.
So there we go.
Right. Okay.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Right. Okay. So that's the quotes bullshit filled, and the other word was clickbait.
Yeah. What do you think is optimum clickbait? Like, what for you? What would make you click on it, even if you were like an hour and a half late to your own wedding? What would make you click on it? Stood outside the door of the wherever you're getting married. Stood outside that door. You're looking at your phone, just want to make sure I'm an hour and a half late for my wedding. My wife is stood at the altar, crying her eyes out. I just want to make sure that there's not an alert out for a missing child before I go into this building. What article would make you click on it in that situation?
Well, I'll give you a specific example, right? It's always those videos on like, talk shows with celebrities. I saw one.
Tom Cruise leaping over a sofa. That one.
No, not even that.
Whenever that comes round, you can't help yourself.
More mundane than that. Like there's a talk show called I don't know if it's Late Night or Late Night with Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, it's weird that there's so many of those.
There's so fucking how late is it?
There's
Jesus
the Late
Christ.
Show, the Late Show, and the Really Late Show, and I don't get it. It's weird.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't like chat shows very much.
Yeah, I mean they're all the same in America. They're all shite. So anyway, so Sean Astin was on it, who plays Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings, and he also plays Bob in Stranger Things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and the title of the video was Sean Astin never knew anything about Lord of the Rings when he was doing it, or something along those lines. And I was like, oh, he didn't know anything about the film that he was doing. And then I clicked on it, hoping to see a complete lack of understanding from him, but it was more just a sort of, yeah. I'd read one of the books. You know, I just didn't really get most of it because it was pretty complicated, and it was like, wow, what a fucking waste of time that was.
I see. And then you put your phone back in your pocket, and you walked into the building to see your partner stood at the altar.
Yep.
And crying their eyes out. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry I'm late. Fucking Sean Astin again. Oh.
And then your partner just goes, oh yeah, I get that. I was 3 hours late for my last christening. I don't know enough things that people can be late for.
When did you last go to a christening?
I've never been to a christening. I'm not christened. I've never been to a christening of any kind.
I've been christened.
Did you do the kind where the guy like puts water on your head, or the kind where the guy just dunks you?
No, I get water pouring over my head. I was waterboarded.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was screaming my wee lungs out because this creepy man in a dress was pouring water over my face.
That's supposed to be good though. It's like the devil leaving your body. That's what they say. When you get christened, if the baby cries, then it's the devil leaving the baby's body. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, Lewis. Right. So in the Catholic religion, we have a thing called. I say we. I'm not religious at all. I just can't really escape it. You know, it's not. Darryl Breen put it best. He said he's an atheist, but he's still Catholic, because you can't really get out of it, if you know what I mean. It's not like something that you can just opt out of. It's like, no, you're a Catholic. So we have this thing called say we again. They have this thing called communion.
I'm aware.
I'm saying it for the viewers, Lewis.
Oh right, okay.
Our listeners, God's sake. And in communion you eat a little wafer, which is believed by them. I don't know to what degree though, but it's believed by the Catholics that once the wafer goes into your mouth, it becomes the body of Christ, and so they partake of it every time they go to mass. And once you're old enough, you take a drink of wine, and that turns into the blood of Christ in your mouth. Now, when I was told this when I was younger, I wasn't old enough to make my communion, if you know what I mean. You need to be like...
I didn't realise there was an age limit, but cool.
Well, no, it's for when you're a bit older. And
yeah.
And by that point, I'd left the town that I sort of grew up in, and I moved to a place called Knightswood, where there wasn't really any sort of congregation that we got involved with. So I always wanted to know what the wafers tasted like, and I wanted to spit it out and see if there was a bit of Jesus in my hand.
As in like a chunk of flesh?
Yeah, because that's what they say. So, because you're not meant to chew it, you're just sort of meant to put it in your mouth and let it dissolve, which is weird.
I mean, I guess. I think this is one of those things I've always taken to be a bit more of... I mean, obviously it depends on the actual person that's worshipping, but I've always presumed it's more of a metaphor. Like, I've always presumed it's blood as in like the lifeblood of providing somebody with nutrients, the lifeblood of their life or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not a Catholic. I don't know, but I've always presumed that to be the case.
Yeah, but that's boring.
Okay.
I want a bit of Jesus, just floating about my mouth.
Right.
Just a bit of flesh. Just look.
I remember seeing this post online ages ago that was this person's church, part of their when they had mass and stuff, one of the congregation would bring in some bread that they had baked, and then the I could never remember if it's priest or vicar, but the preacher would cut up the bread and give it to everybody who took communion. And one day somebody brought in like a loaf of bread that had raisins in it, and the priest had to cut it up and say, this bread, apart from the raisins, is the body of Christ, which I just made me smile. I thought that was cute.
Wow. Vicars, just for all you scholars out there, vicars tend to be with the Church of England.
Oh, okay, yes.
So more Protestant than Catholic.
I didn't know that, but I do now.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
Indeed I do, including I can tell boring stories about both Winston Churchill and the Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's been a very somber 10-minute bullshit today, hasn't it?
Well, it's because I've made a career out of being incredibly dull.
Yeah.
That's like my USP is I'm really boring.
Yeah, I'll try and line it up, okay?
Okay, hit me with something that'll lighten up the bullshit.
There was a guy in my school. His name was Jacob Light, and every time we tried to get him to sit next to a lamp,
right?
And then turn it on, and then be lighting the fuck up, Jacob.
Things are good in Scotland, aren't they, Dan? Is that what passes for comedy in Scotland?
Ha ha! Do you get it?
I do. It's because his name was Jacob Light. It's very good.
Yeah.
Very clever. Very inspired.
Yep. That's.
Danny, would you like to talk about the film that we're talking about today?
Let me just see if I can think of any more.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, let's talk about the film now.
Good stuff.
Oh no, wait. No, it's gone.
Okay. Danny, what film are we talking about this week, mate?
Okay. if we must.
Unless you've got any other great Batman Greta Thunberg material.
No, we'll save that for next week.
Good stuff.
Okay, so Black Christmas. It's directed by Bob Clark. It's starring Margaret Kidder. Oh, you Kidder.
Good stuff, Danny.
Jesus Christ. Starring Olivia Hussey, Andrea Martin, Keir DeLay, John Saxon, and some other people. So, yeah.
Good stuff. I feel like you might like to know that I got through the first sort of 5 minutes until I realised I was in fact watching the 2019 version and not the 1974 version.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the 2019 version looks shit. It looks like a cheap cash grab for the holiday season. It's like those Netflix films that come out like every year, like Let It Snow, and like there's always a fucking rom-com at Christmas.
Yeah, there is a Christmas heist rom-com.
Yeah, what? We discussed.
Yeah, that one where Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston have to rob a bank, and in doing so they fall in love. You remember that classic film, Danny?
And for some reason it's Christmas, you know.
Yeah, and it's also Christmas time. They have to rob a bank in order to buy Christmas presents for their children.
Oh God,
Danny, have you got an opening statement about the 1974 film Black Christmas?
Yeah, it's a fucking Stephen Moffat Doctor Who episode. It's just full of paradoxes. Okay, a scary, unsettling and chilling film that defined the horror slasher genre. It inspired films such as Halloween, Scream, and Friday the 13th. The new one looks shit. This is the OG. I'm never saying that again.
Okay. I was not aware that it inspired different slasher films and stuff. I went into this film cold. Like, I knew absolutely nothing about it. Like I say, it's rare I watch spooky films, get my horror kicks through books more than anything. I'm interested to see how spooky this is going to be.
But you've already watched it, haven't you?
Yeah, that is my opening statement from before I watched the film.
Oh, is that what we do?
I don't know. That's what I decided to do.
Again, breaking the formula.
We have such a rigid formula. We have to stick to it.
Yeah, I normally do it after the film. Should I do it before the film now?
If you'd like. Yeah, go on, let's switch up the formula. Change it up.
Yeah, what's this film about?
This film is about...
What's gonna happen? That's my opening statement.
Oh, okay. Right, well. Have you got any questions about this film, Danny? We're moving on to CRQs at a breakneck pace.
Right, okay. Have I got any questions? No. I don't.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Should Billy take up voice acting?
I don't know, voice acting, perhaps Foley work?
Yeah, because, like...
He might be better at Foley than that.
For his rehabilitation, he could, take a tremendous career in voice acting, couldn't he?
He could do, this is true. But, he does want to murder people, so...
Yeah, but it could be like a sitcom, because he can do a plethora of voices, can't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Because he does his creepy voice, and then he does the baby voice, and then he does the mother voice.
Right.
And then the dad voice as well. You know, it's very different.
I didn't get any of this. It was just like... I was vaguely aware that he was making creepy noises through the phone. I was not aware there was, a narrative to that.
Really?
Yeah.
You know,
I was just sort of... I heard, it was like, right, well, he's kind of making noises like a pig, and now he's talking about, okay, yeah, that's kind of weird and gross. And then, I heard him say the word Billy many times. I presumed he was talking about somebody called Billy. I didn't realise that he was Billy. It was just very weird and confusing. I didn't get at all that he was like talking about his parents and stuff.
Well, that'll bring me on to my next question. What is Billy's backstory, in your opinion, from the phone calls?
Well, from the phone calls, I have no idea at all. However, I would have to say he's probably some kind of lunatic. That's my guess.
Really? I mean, I didn't get that impression at all. It sounded perfectly sane.
He's a perfectly normal, functioning member of society. Yep.
An upstanding member of society.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to see if I can get away with this.
Okay, go on.
Like, because the folks at home, they don't know what Billy sounds like, do they?
Oh my god, are you about to do it?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to play a bit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna play the horrible, disgusting bits, which is
okay.
I'm gonna have to be Bergerac Lewis to find the bits that aren't disgusting.
Okay. This is like watching somebody play Operation, but like with audio.
Yeah. I don't know how you didn't get a story from it. I was like, because he says some things that are very, very telling. Like,
I think my issue is more that I didn't understand that he was actually using words. I thought there was just like a grab bag of phonics. I had no idea that he was actually speaking.
Yeah.
Listening to him, I had no idea he was actually saying any words. If I thought he was saying words, more than a couple of words strung together, I would have perhaps put more effort into listening. But I genuinely didn't even consider the fact that he might be telling some kind of story.
Yeah.
But right now that we've got that out there, tell me Billy's story. I'm enthralled.
Well, I thought that he was talking about like he has a sister called called Agnes, who I think he kills at some point, because like you can hear him sort of shouting. As if he's like the voice of his parents, like, "Where's Agnes? Where's Agnes? You left Billy alone with Agnes. Where's the baby? Where's the baby?" And you can hear like him sort of scream as the baby, and he's saying like, "No, Billy, no," and then you can hear sort of him laughing manically.
Okay.
So it sounds as if he's killed his sister, Agnes,
yeah.
And
who is a baby,
but she can speak for some reason.
Okay.
And then he's, that's coming through in his rants on the phone. I'm trying to let's see if I can find.
Because I genuinely just presume, now that you've said that, then yeah, sure, he should have a career in voice acting. But like, I presumed all the stuff about the baby, he was like trying to creep out that girl that wanted an abortion, and all the stuff about like Agnes, I presumed he was trying to guess what this girl would have called her baby and all that sort of stuff.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
That was what because I literally just heard the names and random sort of snuffling type noises, and I was like, okay, well, maybe he's just trying to creep out this girl then.
Yeah.
By the way, I have no idea what that girl is, but doesn't she answer the phone really weirdly?
Yeah, we bet.
Just pick up the phone and scream down the handle. Hello? Who is this? Who are you? Who are you? It's like, oh my god. Even at the start of the film, when nothing is wrong and there's no murderer anywhere, she just picked up the phone. Who are you? Who is this? It's like, oh my god. Imagine calling that house. Imagine meeting one of those girls that lives in that house, and she gives you the phone number to that house, and you think, oh, I'll call that girl. You call her, and some stranger picks up the phone and goes, "Who is this? Who are you? What's going on?" Oh my god! It's terrifying. Is that one?
Who is this?
That's how she answers the phone all the way through. It's really weird.
It's Christmas Day. Who is this? God's sake.
Maybe that's how I should start answering the phone. Oh, yeah, I get a call from my
Right,
agent. Who is this?
Who the fuck is it? Right, I'm gonna play some of Billy's rant. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully, I've found a bit that isn't too horrible.
Okay.
Right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So that's
Okay, yeah. With the narrative you supplied, I sort of get it now. But like,
yeah.
I was coming at it from the perspective of he just knows this girl, because at one point the girl says, he said exactly the same thing to me on the phone as what is it Pete, her boyfriend?
Yes, Peter.
As what Peter said to me in real life. So I was like, oh, okay. So the guy must have somehow overheard this conversation about how this girl wants an abortion, and now he's trying to creep her out, and he's like screaming about parents and babies and making crying noises just to try and psych her out and stuff. I presumed that was what was going on.
Yeah, because there is a part where they're talking about the abortion that she wants to have. And
yeah, in like the living room of the house and whatever.
Yeah, and Peter says, "Oh, how can you talk about that? Like having a wart removed." So he's against it and she's for it. And later on in one of the phone calls, Billy, or the killer, says in a sort of creepy voice, is like, "Just like having a wart removed," like that. So it's like,
okay.
So he's clearly heard that from the bottom of the stairs.
Sure.
Because obviously in the film, like I think the director makes it really obvious that he wants the audience to think that it's Peter that's the killer.
Yeah.
Like he's dressed the same and he acts just really creepy. And pretty unreasonably.
Yeah.
You know, she's
and
like,
then Peter just like destroys that piano. That was weird.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to have this baby, and his immediate reaction is like, "You stupid bitch!" Like that's like, you would hear Billy saying that on the phone, and like when she's getting chased by Billy through the house, she goes into the basement, and then he's like at the window, sort of looking really fucking shady. It's like, let me in. And then obviously he dies, but we find out that Billy is still in the attic, you know, playing with the corpses of the people that he's killed.
By the way, what a shit ending.
Oh really?
Yeah, how shit? Because like, right, from the point at which the detectives go into the basement and they see Peter and the really loud shout girl, whose name I genuinely have no idea what it is. They see those. Who
are you?
Who is this? Who is this? Who are you? Yeah, when they see that girl and Peter unconscious in the basement, from that point, if they'd both been dead, it would have been a much better film. But instead, the girl had killed Peter, and then through some kind of crazy, I think you're the murderer, and then killed him to death type rage, and then that would have been a good way to do it, if they'd have then said, yeah, we've seen on one of these murdered girls that DNA under her fingernails from one of the other girls, so it must have been that they went mad from these phone calls and killed each other, or something like that. But instead, they were just like, no, we had 30 policemen in this house, we moved all these corpses, and nobody at any point questioned, could there be anything suspicious in the loft? Nobody went in, nobody saw the corpse by the window, nobody questioned it. And now he's just still there. I thought that was a really terrible ending. Because I thought that was a huge twist when I thought both of them were dead in the basement. But no, one of them was... I was really disappointed by the ending, I have to say.
I mean, fair enough. I liked the fact that it was ambiguous with the killer. It's like you never find out anything about him, and he's still...
Yeah, that's good.
And that's a good sort of thing that modern horror films lack. They just fucking fart out a boyfriend or something who for some reason is insane. It's like, why is it that every single serial killer in a film is always someone that you know? Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't it make more sense that it's someone who you don't know?
I suppose in real life it is usually somebody that the victim knows. But like, I get what you mean.
He doesn't really have
you don't
any
go to the cinema to see that.
motive,
Yeah.
though. He doesn't have any discernible motive. It's like he's just in the loft, phoning the house and killing people. It's like,
Yeah.
like, wait, he's a bit like sort of Michael Myers in that sense. Like, Michael Myers just kills people, and it's I think scarier, you know, from a horror perspective, if you've got a killer that just kills for no reason and just does it because that's his nature. I think that's
that is scarier. You're right. If it's a man, like
motive,
a man beast type thing, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got any questions?
I have a couple. Like, I had one that was I christened the murderer Spooky Boy because I had no idea that his name was Billy. So I was like, okay, I'll just call him Spooky Boy.
I mean, I don't know if his name's Billy. I'm just guessing from the phone calls.
Yeah, it would kind of make sense though. You're right. Lots of stuff about like, well, that death was a bit gruesome. By the way, I couldn't tell if Peter was really good at playing the piano or really bad at playing the piano.
Yeah.
You know that bit where he's doing the recital for those three guys? I can't...
Sweating his arse off.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I mean, it sounds horrible, but I don't know enough about piano playing to know if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah. And, like, how fucking unreasonable was he? Like, he didn't get what he wanted, so he was like, yeah, we're gonna get married and you're not having this kid. And then she's like, you can't just expect me to drop all my dreams because you've, you know, lost yours. Do you know what I mean? I like the fact that the characters are like have real things to deal with.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like they seem like real people, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Like most horror films, it's like a faceless, attractive woman who you see for about 5 minutes, who's just there to get killed. It's like, no, there's a bit of development before the killing starts. Do you know what I mean? Which is pretty rare, even like for those days. It's like you would never find that now. Like, really, I don't think.
In a horror film.
In a horror film, it's not really about like character. It's just about cheap scares, I think.
A lot of horror films now that are sort of mass-produced are a bit like that. They don't buy into this. Like, I think, I mean, we talk a lot about, you and I do, about the nature of horror and all this sort of stuff. And like, I think the way to make something much, much scarier than just a collection of cheap jump scares is to have either a lot of lore behind it or zero. So, like, if you build something up and, like, have it be part of the cultural knowledge even, like if you have a werewolf or a vampire or a zombie or something, that is scarier because you know the theoretical abilities of that person or thing.
Yeah.
And if you have zero lore at all, then, as you say, Billy was scary because you don't know why he's doing it, and then he freaks out in the loft and pushes over the birdcage or whatever it was, and freaks out, and
scene.
It was just weird as hell. But that creeps you out because he's being all creepy.
He's rocking the what do you call it? The chair with the girl in it with the shower curtain over her head. It's like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, that is creepy as hell.
What's your favourite kill? What's the best kill?
The only one that really sticks out in my mind was when that girl was lying in bed, and the guy gets the glass unicorn and like stabs her with it,
and you can see like his eye in the shadow. Yeah,
because like I thought, well, isn't that like I remember one of my notes actually says that unicorn murder was definitely Shouty Girl's boyfriend, because it's like green jumper, long brown hair, same build. It's the same guy. And then it comes out that it's not, and I'm thinking, well, what? Yeah, it's a bit of a twist, but it's just weird.
Yeah, it's like how that's pretty coincidental, isn't it? That the killer has the same fashion sense as our boyfriend. Maybe he knows that he's in a film, and he's like, I'm gonna trick these sons of bitches watching me.
Maybe he does.
Maybe. See the whispering in that? That's fucking scary. Like when he's picking it up and he's like, Agnes, it's me, Billy. You don't know what we did, Agnes. It's like that.
Yeah. That is scary.
That's Billy doing ASMR. Jesus Christ.
Billy ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agnes, it's me. Yeah, I like the Hook kill.
The Hook one was
the old
yeah.
woman who goes into the loft and gets a hook swung at her face and gets dragged out. She was probably one of my favourite characters.
Yeah, she was the best character, I think.
She just didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, and routinely hiding bottles of brandy around the house and stuff.
Yeah. No, I like that. I thought that was good.
It's a really brutal way. You think there are easy ways to brain somebody than like with a big old hook? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't know ways to brain people.
No, I suppose I don't either, to be honest. Maybe a hook is the easiest way. But I tell you
maybe,
what I did think was really scary in this film. Was
Go on.
in the final sequence, there's a bit where Billy is hiding in a cupboard or a closet or something, and you can just see his eye. It's like pressed up against the doors, and from within the corridor you can just see his eye pressed up against it. And it's like, oh, that's creepy, that's scary. And she like walks past him.
The eye doesn't look like human, if you know what I mean.
No, he's like stretched his eye open really far, and it looks all weird.
I want to see the eye. I'm gonna search it now.
Okay.
His eye, Black Christmas, because it looks weird. It doesn't look like a normal person's eye.
Well, he is a murderer. I suppose he's not a particularly normal person.
Yeah, but do many murderers have like different eyes to human beings?
I have no idea.
Because they're still human beings. It's like, their eyes. It's not like Star Wars, where you turn bad and your eyes go like red or yellow. Billy's embracing the dark side.
Billy's got a lightsaber hidden inside his green turtleneck that looks suspiciously like Peter's.
Maybe he's just an avid Star Wars fan who didn't like the new films, and he's just going on a rampage.
He might be. I mean, he might be.
That's another theory. He
travelled back in time to the 70s and went on a rampage about the new films.
Yep. Because that's when because Star Wars was made in the 70s.
Yeah.
So he's raging against the decade that started off his fandom. Fuck's sake.
I did think it was quite strange when at the end they took away Shouty Girl's dad. Because he was sat in that chair and he like sort of fell asleep, sort of thing, and the doctor looked him over and was like, "Oh, he's shocked. We have to get him to a hospital." It's like, yeah, okay, but you're just gonna leave this girl on her own in the house? Oh, it was just weird.
Yeah, and he doesn't kill her, which is strange because he's still up in the loft humming a wee lullaby.
Yeah, and he calls the house phone.
Yeah, he phones
and the policeman
house.
stood out front, just sort of looks, goes, "Oh, that's funny," and then looks back at the street. What?
Oh God. Yeah.
Right, we found Billy's eye.
I found his eye. It's almost sort of red, and it's weird. It is fucking scary though.
I can imagine so.
His eyes are moving around and like it's really wide open. Oh, that's nice. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. What's the scariest part of the film?
To be honest, I'm really not sure. I think because it does rely. There are some jump scary type bits, like that bit in the loft where he's like turns around, and starts smashing shit up in the loft, and throws like tables around the room and stuff. That's spooky, sure. And like, then there are spooky bits, like the bits on the phone are probably the spookiest. And I don't know. Maybe this isn't the kind of horror that scares me. Maybe I'm not a slasher type guy. I think
Yeah.
out of all of the bits, I think the scariest. I'd probably have to go with that bit when the old lady is going up into the loft, and
Where he's
she's
waiting
like,
for her.
yeah, and you can sort of hear the car honking its horn outside. She's like, "I'll be down in a minute," and she opens the hatch and goes up, and you can see like his hands tensed around the hook and the rope and that. That's spooky, because you're like, "Get out of the loft! Get out of the loft! Get out of the loft!" That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
What do you think the scariest bit of the film is?
The phone calls, definitely.
Yeah, that's true.
I watched this when I was younger, and those phone calls scared the shit out of me. Like, really, just see the voice work. Jesus Christ, the voice work's great. Like,
it is great. You're right.
I don't think it's one person doing that. I think that's. I mean, it might be, which would be even more impressive. But Jesus, the voice work is fantastic. Just really unsettling and really just creepy.
I have one of my notes is how is he doing this in the 70s without a computer?
Yeah, because there's clearly bits where he's like talking and someone else is talking. Like there's bits where it sounds as if there's two voices. Like even at the start, one of the girls is like, "That can't be one person," and he's like, you know, just making these straight. He's like, "That can't be one person." Do you know what I mean? And when the girl Barbara is on the phone and she's like shouting back at him and telling him to get to fuck. And
yeah.
And then she's like, "You fucking creep," and it goes silent, and he just says in a very calm and deliberate way, he's just like, "I'm going to kill you," just like that, and then hangs up.
Yeah.
After all the it's like, oh, okay. So this guy knows exactly what he's doing. He's not just a deranged. That he's there to kill these people, and so that's pretty.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I didn't consider that, because if you view the film as him being like sort of a man beast, then yeah, it's scary. But if you view it as he's a civilized sort of man who lets this animal in him out in order to kill all these people, that makes it a lot more scary. Which it's like the whole thing with Ted Bundy, about how Ted Bundy was like a normal guy. He was like just like a guy, and he had a well-paid, a big job, and he was like very high-functioning in life. And then you look at details of his crimes that are really gruesome and violent, and you're thinking, Jesus Christ, it's crazy, this sort of juxtaposition of the two things.
Yeah, like in the court proceedings, there were like girls who were like, "Oh my God, he's so handsome." He's like, "Oh, he didn't do it. He's just so good looking," and stuff.
Because he was Zac Efron.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like in the docu,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Zac Efron's all right looking. Fair enough. I mean, I'll give him that one. Zac won.
Give him that
Danny
one.
Nil.
Yeah, I think that really is something you needed to give him, Daniel. I don't think he would have won outright. Yeah.
Yeah. Zac nil. I mean, Zac won. Danny nil. What? Fuck's sake. Maybe Billy's a handsome guy as well.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe he's a good
Maybe he
guy.
does all this and then goes home to his wife and kids.
Yeah, he's like, "Hello, honey, I'm home," and then he just like in his sleepy whispers, like about Agnes, and he can't help it. He's like, "Honey, what are you saying?" He's like, "Oh, nothing." But what does he do?
That might be the case. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe he is a voice. Maybe he's a voice actor.
Yeah.
Maybe we've just cracked the code. He's a voice actor, and he's he's a voice actor and also a weird murdery pervert. He's both of these things. But when he's not voice acting, he's breaking into houses where the windows are all inexplicably unlocked, and then staying in those houses and killing all those women. Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, right? Okay, so let's think about this, right? Let's do this logically, right? Okay, so say Billy, say we go with the theory that he's an upstanding member of society.
Okay.
Right? And at the start of the film, he breaks into the house, and it looks as if he doesn't leave or maybe he does leave. I don't know, but surely he's got a job. Like, you know.
Maybe he's like booked his 2 weeks holiday or something, and then he's
Yeah,
like, right,
maybe.
I'm going for 2 weeks in order to kill 10 women. What?
I'm going to see if I can find out, because I think there was a synopsis of what.
Okay.
Of what,
Okay.
Right, let's see. I'm sure fandom will have something.
Although that's a good, if he is a voice actor, then perhaps it's more freelance work. It's like self-employed, so he doesn't have a Monday. Maybe he's between jobs and he's decided to like take up murdering.
Oh, fuck! Fandom does have something.
Does it?
Apparently
On what?
his
As it, whether he's left?
Well, apparently his name is Billy Lenz.
Oh, okay.
Billy Lenz is a fictional character from... Right, okay, I didn't think he was a real person. Billy Lenz is a fictional character from the
Did
Black
you not know
Christmas...
Black Christmas was a documentary?
Yeah. Series of... Series? There isn't series. Is there?
Maybe
First...
they mean because there's the 2019 one?
Oh, there was a 2006 remake.
Oh, okay.
So in the film, the one that we're reviewing, there isn't really any backstory apart from the phone calls.
Okay,
But
okay.
apparently in the 2006 remake, there's two killers. Where
Right.
it's Billy and Agnes.
Oh,
Where
okay.
they both kill people.
That kind
I
of
think-
sucks.
Yeah, I think Billy joins Agnes in attacking the sorority, but both are badly burned by Kelly and Lee. Billy revives and attacks Kelly, but is pushed over a railing and impaled on a Christmas tree. Billy's fate is changed in the film's alternate endings. In one, Billy dies on the operating table, while in another, Billy seemingly dies on the operating table only to disappear. Final shot shows Billy peering out of the vents. So that's the 2006 version.
I see. That sounds kind of good, I guess, if you like slasher films.
Yeah, it sounds. I think it's so much better that we don't really know anything about him, and he's just.
I couldn't agree more, yeah.
A faceless evil. Yeah.
Entity that lives in the house, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got any more?
Have you got any more questions? Oh, hey.
I don't. Yeah.
I have a part question, part remark. Is this film set in New England? Where is this film set geographically?
It's a Canadian film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was made in Canada.
Because I didn't understand a lot of the accents in the film. A lot of them had sort of vaguely American accents, but then the last girl left, shouty girl, she had quite a strange accent. But I suppose if she was like Canadian or French Canadian, it sort of makes sense. And then like those two guys from the search party, I was like, are they from New England somewhere? They have some kind of strange accents. And then yeah, I mean, I guess because I presumed, oh, they just made this in some abandoned house in LA somewhere. But like, yeah, okay. If it's filmed in Canada, these people are Canadian. The accent, okay, yeah, the accents make sense.
There was a guy who was like one of the boyfriends, and the police officer, hey, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm taking her out, like that sort of very distinct Canadian accent, like
of the South Park. I'm taking a route.
Yeah, I'm taking her out for something to eat.
Yeah, I think that was flawless, Daddy.
So,
don't get me wrong, it's much better than what I could have done.
The only Canadian accent I can do is there's a professor, but he sort of talks like Kermit the Frog.
It's sort of like that. It's very sort of tongue at the back of the throat there.
And it's just sort of like that. Ryan Reynolds did a tutorial on a Canadian accent, and he just says, you say buddy at the end of everything. And he's like, oh, fuck buddy, just like that.
I see. Have you got any more questions, Dan?
Can you teach me Canadian?
Can I teach you? No,
Yeah.
I cannot. Ryan
Oh.
Reynolds might be able to. I think he's from Canada. Jim Carrey, he's from Canada. Justin
Oh,
Bieber,
so he
he's
is.
from Canada.
Is he?
Ask some of those guys; they might be able to tell you. Yeah, he is.
Oh God.
Ask what's her name? That comedian, Catherine Ryan. She's from Canada.
Oh, so many.
Ask
so
one of
many
them guys; they might be able
Canadians.
to teach you.
There's a fair amount of Canadians in the film industry / music industry.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Maybe there's some kind of a skew. I don't know. Maybe Canada
Yeah.
makes people want to create things,
Maybe.
and maybe we'll never know.
Well, I mean, Canada created this film, so
They did. This is true.
yeah, and it's the film, arguably, that started the slasher genre. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's for your subjective film taste. But you know, you can't deny that it had a big impact.
Indeed,
So there you
indeed.
go. And it's a great way to spend time with the family.
At Christmas time, yeah. Gather everybody
Christmas
round
time.
after Christmas dinner. Get your grandma, sit her in the little chair in the corner.
Yeah.
Everybody's had their turkey. Get everybody a little cup of
and-
tea or some mulled wine. Put this on.
And listen to a guy moan on the phone and then kill women.
Yeah, lovely bit of Christmas, eh?
Yeah, that was a wholesome one, Lewis.
Yeah. Have you got a
Yeah.
closing statement, or are we anti closing statements at Christmas?
I have a closing statement.
Hit me with it.
Okay, so don't leave all the doors and windows unlocked if you live
Oh
in a
God,
big
yeah, that was
house.
weird.
Yeah, if you Lewis, am I allowed to finish my closing statement?
Sorry. Yep.
I didn't interrupt you. Jesus. David Dimbleby, you're supposed to be doing something about this. You're supposed to be keeping him in line. Oh no, it's Fiona Bruce now, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, don't leave your doors unlocked this Christmas, because no matter how cheery it might seem, you know, a creepy guy could break into your loft and phone the house. And but we've got caller ID nowadays, so Billy's career would be cut quite short.
Yeah, that's very true.
This century, I think. Yeah. Merry Christmas. One and
That
all.
was something I thought was strange. Was like when they say this is the only door in the house apart from the front door that's locked, and well, why? I know times were different in the 70s, but like, if you went round your house, Danny, how many doors or windows do you think you could find that were unlocked? I don't think any doors or windows in this house are unlocked at the minute, apart from like internal things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like that old sort of, adult nostalgia. It's like, we could leave our doors open back then. You know, you could just leave them open, and then a creepy killer could break in and just kill lots of people.
All of your friends, yeah.
Even if the sort of climate was that peaceful and meanable, I wouldn't leave my door unlocked, because more often than not, there is someone out there who's probably not quite peaceful and probably still wants to steal shit. It's like, it's not because we think that all people are animals and they're just going to break into your fucking house because the door's unlocked. It's because some people are criminals and some people break in. That's the reason they're locked.
Merry Christmas!
But do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
It's like, the reason doors are locked, it's not a comment on everyone at large. So, their door's locked the night, I'm not going to break in. It's like, no, it's for people who don't follow societal norms. It's for people who try and break in. That's the reason. It's not because I think my neighbour's going to fucking break in and stab me to death with a fucking unicorn statue. So, what?
Glad tidings to all.
Oh yeah, what day is it? It's like Boxing Day
It's
for you people.
yeah,
isn't
Boxing
it?
Day when this goes out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed Christmas, and I hope you enjoy your turkey. Is that what people have? Turkey sandwiches on Boxing Day?
Yeah.
There's like turkey leftovers and stuff.
I'm not having turkey this year. I'm having ham.
Oh, I see. I am vegetarian, so we never really eat like because we don't have a big bird. Like we don't have like a big turkey or a chicken or whatever. We usually just like before now we've gone out for curry on Christmas Day, which is pretty good. This year we're doing a big macaroni cheese.
Oh, lovely. I like veggie curry. I like that.
Good to know. I'll have to make you one when you come
Yeah.
all the way down to Stoke. I'll make you one.
I'll have to make you a meatless chili.
It's just beans, beans and tomatoes.
Just beans, tomatoes, and fucking chili.
I mean, I say that I do make chili quite often. The secret to a good chili. I hope everybody's listening, because I'm not going to cut this bit out. The secret to a good chili: put some dark chocolate in there.
What?
It will elevate your chili from a 7 to a 10 every time. Seriously, try it. It's amazing.
Right, okay, that's enough out of you, Julia Child. Fuck's sake. She just put butter over everything, didn't she?
Yeah, a little bit. That was like her USP.
Anything's good with enough butter.
Don't get me wrong. I think there is a place and a time for good butter. Like you get some proper Welsh butter that's like those big bricks in foil, and then you put that on some crumpets,
potatoes.
And it's that's stunning. But like, don't put it on like your
potatoes.
everything.
Get some potatoes, boil them.
Yeah.
And then and roast them and just sort of braise them with butter.
Oh yeah. That's a good point.
Lovely.
Some nice mashed potatoes, some butter.
Yeah.
Any kind of potatoes with butter, really.
Beautiful. Or a jacket potato, or a baked potato. That's a nice wee callback.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like food. I could do it. I feel like I could comfortably do a second podcast where I talked about food.
Wow. I mean, fair enough. Jesus. What would you call it?
I'd call it
food.
Eating into the void or something.
Oh, eating into the bowl or.
Yes, that's exactly what I'd call it.
Yeah. You know what? I love food. You know that's
all you ever eat.
Hey.
Well, I think we've perhaps now we've had two 10-minute bullshit sections.
I think we've overstayed our welcome, Lewis.
On Boxing Day.
I think it's time that we leave these poor people alone.
Okay.
So,
would you like to hear some good news, Danny?
Go on.
I have found my notes from ages ago when we made this plan, and after Christmas Eve on Love Actually and Boxing Day for Black Christmas, we're taking a cheeky little break. The next episode will be on the 12th of January, where we're talking about Doctor Who. Because there is new Doctor Who in the new year. There's a New Year's Day special. We're going to go back and talk about two of our favourite stories.
Yeah, and that's that. You're gonna love that. You're gonna love that one. I'm not
Thanks
very
for
good
all
at
the confidence, Dan.
I'm not very good at advertising. I'm more sort of inane ramblings. If you want an inane ramble,
I'm very aware of that.
I'm your man. Yeah.
If you want me to say something very dull about a subject that most people don't really give a shit about, I'm your man. Yeah. Ask me some obscure question about roasting coffee. I'm your guy. I talk about that for hours.
I mean, that's episode 15, Lewis.
That will be episode 15. Ain't that crazy?
We're slowly getting there, and I don't know where there is, but I just want to thank everyone who is religiously listening to us talk shite.
Yes,
over
definitely.
an hour.
So do I.
We very much appreciate it.
We definitely do. Thank you.
We hope for lots more in the future.
Indeed. Here's to more shouting into the void in 2020.
Hooray!
Hey!
Where I'm going to do it this week. Where can people find you, Lewis?
Well, Danny, people can find me at Lewis_Brindley on Instagram, at LewisBrindley4 on Twitter, and I've got a new Facebook page. What an exciting development that is. It's Lewis Brindley.
Oh my God.
I think it's just a picture of my face.
Wow.
Danny's Facebook page is a picture of him sitting on a chair. My Facebook page is a picture of my face. It's a picture of me smiling, looking all happy. It's Lewis Brindley, or at lewis.brindley.official. I'm not sure what is an easier way to find it, but you know.
Not even your hair, just your face covering the entire screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Face smiling creepily, just ha.
Listen to my podcast. Hire me for acting work. Yeah, that's the one. Where can people find you, Danny?
They can find me on Instagram at ohhirum, and they can also find me on Twitter at Kerso2000. I don't really use my Twitter anymore.
I don't really use Twitter either.
No, and they can also find me on my Facebook page, which is Daniel Kerr. Yep. So there you go.
Exciting times.
We've both got Facebook pages now.
We do.
So,
I've got to figure out how to share mine with the world.
Yeah, all those people complaining in the comments section, like, oh, why don't they have a Facebook page? Why don't they? Why don't they both have a Facebook page? Well, do you know what? Your prayers have been answered. That's our present to you this Christmas.
Is that we both have Facebook pages.
Yep.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for listening to all of these episodes of Shouting Into the Void. I do look at the numbers all the time because I'm really sad, and they do mean a lot, so thank you very much. Here's to yet more Shouting Into the Void in 2020.
Yep, thank you very much. Enjoy.
Enjoy.